Hey YouTube, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to show you quality of repair we do. This car came in, it's an E320 with a couple of scratches on the hood, if to say the least. But anyway, we're going to open the hood. Let's see what's happening. Alright, the hood opens and you can see that everything is crashed inside. Luckily, no airbag deployment. We're gonna have to replace the hood, radiator, core support, the upper, the lower, probably the reinforcement bar, which is down here, all the condenser, power steering, couple of headlights on the front, a radiator, probably the fan as well. It looks like it's crashed inside. Of course, the bumper and the fender on the front right fender, and the left front fender is okay. And that's what we can see right now. We'll open everything, start to remove everything. Probably there's going to be more stuff. Stay tuned. I'll show you some pictures throughout the work. I have a car that we're gonna donating car that's gonna give all the parts to this car. So throughout the work it might look a little funny, but after we paint everything and wrap it up, it's gonna look beautiful. So stay tuned for this video. Show you how to take a car that is almost destroyed and make it as good as new back again. Okay, so we took the bumper out, headlights out, the radiator, upper radiator core support, as you can see. This side is fine. We don't have to change that. This side over here, we're gonna change everything. The fender liners are out. Of course, all the wire harness disconnected. We're gonna check the wire harness, make sure, oh, here I feel like it might be cracked. Have to check all of that. We're gonna move the hood in a minute. We moved everything from the hood. We're gonna take the hood out and order new headlights, bumper. I got a few parts that I'm going to use from a car that we have, a donor car, but other than that, the rest of the parts going to be new. Stay tuned. I'll show you as we start to assemble everything again. But that's usually when you start to find out what went wrong in the car, is after you start to move everything. You can see if you have damage to the core support, which is this one, to bumper support. If you have damage to the frame support. This one is a little bit, we gotta make sure there's no leaks and everything. We'll see if we can straighten the fins on the power steering cooler. We're gonna have to check the engine, make sure we don't have any damages. These are your crash sensors, by the way. When this crash sensor get damaged, the airbag will deploy. You got one over here. Actually, I'll take it back. That's not a cross sensor. Let me see, where are the cross sensors? I don't see them. Maybe one of the guy. Usually it will be on a yellow wire, or it will have, that's the horn. But usually it will have some kind of a yellow wire to it, but not like that yellow. It's going to be, the cross sensors will be on something like this wire, and it will have yellow in that, you know, it's a cross sensor. But usually when the cross sensors that usually located on the bumpers, when the cross sensor get crashed, it will deploy the airbags. So in that case, luckily we didn't have any deployment of airbags, luckily for the customer, because then repairs can start and get much more expensive. Stay with me. I'll continue taking videos of the repair until we complete the job. Okay, so radiator core support is back in. We were able to use the same power steering reservoir cooler. There wasn't any issue with it. For cost purposes, the customer is on a very tight budget. Insurance is not paying him, so he has to do it out of his pocket, and we got to find a way to make the car safe and drivable back again without replacing the whole car and spending $10,000 on that. So we had to use the same material that he had. We verified that there is no leaks on the radiators or the condenser. New headlights though. We still have to adjust. There's many adjustments. Like for example, over here, you see this bolt got to be right above this one, but it's still not there. There's a lot of adjustment that we're gonna have to do to put everything in the right place. As you can see here, there is a big gap. So when we put the bumper back in, we're gonna have to adjust it. Probably all that section gonna have to move a little. There's still a whole lot of adjustments to do. But of course, you know, we took the hood out and everything else. And you can see that everything else is starting to come together. Still have a whole lot of work, but that's just a couple of more minutes showing. One of my techs just showed me that this is the crash sensor, by the way, is right there. If you crash this one here, you deploy all the airbags. So when you do a work like that, of course, the first thing you have to do is you have to disconnect the battery. Don't ever start to work on the car in general. If it's nothing that have to do with having to have power in the car, you always have to disconnect the battery. But this is your crash sensor. If you have an accident and the accident got to the point that it will crash this one, you deploy airbags and stress the seat belt, retract the seat belt. So over here, as you can see, the wire is disconnected. This one is cut. We're gonna have to fix this one. So I'm gonna have to take a clip and pull that out, fix that before we can use that. I'm surprised how the airbag didn't deploy. That's kind of interesting. But anyway, this is where it is right now. I'll continue the video after we start to put the hood, the bumper, adjust the headlights and everything else. Stay tuned. The hood is up, the bumper is in, the headlights are in. We're way far from being even done, or close to be done, but we just put everything to see, make sure that the frame is straight and we can wiggle everything around to be able to align everything. By the time we're done, we still have to paint everything, so obviously we just put everything the way it is until we can take everything back out and paint everything. The way we do it is we're gonna paint every part individually and then reassemble everything on the car. Very important to put attention to all the distances that you have around headlights, around the bumper. The way it's still, the reason it's still not attached is because there is a part that goes behind, but we're not going to put that until actually we're going to be done painting everything. But everything looks pretty good. Everything sits in. The parts we got are pretty good too. No issues with them. This is kind of just showing you how it's going to look at the end. Everything going to be, of course, the same color, although it doesn't look too bad the way it is. But that's it. Now we're going to take all the parts out, paint them, and reassemble everything after we put attention to the gaps between all the parts. So stay tuned. We'll have everything painted and then reassemble, and I'll show you how it looks at the end. All right, so this is the final results. The lines are more straight, as you can see. Painted looks beautiful. Car looks beautiful. Can't even believe that it's the same car. We have a couple of touch-ups here and there, final adjustments, but I'm going to open the hood. I'm going to show you all the lines on the inside, but everything looks real good. Hold on one second, I'll open the hood, show you the lines. Okay, you can see here all the lines. The new radiator core support, not new, but this one was used, and everything else looks real nice, real good. I'm sure the customer is going to be very happy. Delivered very good results, very inexpensive. Thanks for watching.